Hello, everyone. Welcome to I Am Powerful Movement. I'm so glad you joined me today. And I just want to pop in here and introduce myself because I have a spectacular lineup of interviews coming up for you, and I can't wait to share. But what is I Am Powerful Movement is all about? Well, after listening to broadcasts for many years during my editing hours, things like that, I came across where many mentors, gurus, podcaster, influencer, etc. Everyone really know their inner self empowerment. Uh, they all did their own inner work, and I thought that was very powerful. And that if we know ourselves, we weren't able to be easily manipulated by others. Because as the school system and even your upbringings, not no one really tells you how what are to embrace your own weakness and strength, where that came from, and what is self-love and what is self-empowerment. uh, Everything is designed in the system is to really get us away from our power, to not know ourselves and not to trust our own guidance and intuition. And I think once we really do the inner work, we're able to have that ability to really embrace our self, our true self in the world without seeking approval, whether it's, hey, you have to like me because I think the way you think, or, most people are kind of in really fearful of what other people think about them. And I think once you break that cycle of he not giving, an F about it, I think you really, really, really feel this true sense of freedom, you can say. So when I came up with this I Am Powerful movement title, really, is really to remind all of us how powerful we are. And I think this is really a movement in today's today's world, that we really want to, we're sick and tired of, everyone telling us what to be, what to do, whether it is your job, whether it is the media, the society, your friends, your circle of friends, social media, etc. All this influencer is really just an attack on our distraction to take us an awareness away from ourselves. If you think about it, everything that we are own, our Wi-Fi, our televisions, our social media, anything out there, movie, TV shows, etc. It's really just to not let us like have that time to have our own self reflection. I think the reality is people are not comfortable with their own skin. So let me explain this. The reason why is that, when you look at yourself in the mirror, as most of us, we automatically tend to our flaws, our things that we don't like about ourselves, like, oh, I'm too fat, or this, and start picking like the negativity of our own body image and what we don't like about ourselves, our voices, etc. So then we really kind of give another person that power, like, I don't think I can do this. I'll just, wait around and let someone else do it. And pretty much you're giving out your own power away. And I see that from time to time, um, with many people. I mean, including myself. I came across. I've learned a lot in my past to really become who I am today. So really, I think that the true and self empowerment of self love, I find that is that when you truly love yourself, you glow, from the inside. You attract people who love, respect, and appreciate your energy. Everything starts with and how you feel about yourself. And it starts with feeling worthy, feeling valuable, and deserving of receiving the best life has to offer. Be a magnet to what you want to attract in this world. It all comes from your mind. You know, your mind is such a powerful tool out there. People forget that the mind is like your computer operation. Whatever you program it out there, it will magnetize it. You know, this you heard the phrase of like, don't chase, attract. And it's so true. If we all think of ourselves as an antennas and we are just tuning in the right frequency, we will eventually uh, tune in the right radio podcast, in other words. Because if we're not in tune with the right mindset, we were going to start attracting things that we tell ourselves that we are not worthy. So whether you think negatively, that's what you're going to be drawing in your life, right? You're going to draw on the negativity circumstances, the negative people and opportunities that you did not wish for. That's why I think it's so important to don't waste your time to worry on things, because when you worry about like the outcome of what could have happened, oh my God, what could have gone wrong, you're pretty much imagining and manifesting it in real time. That's how powerful it is, because truly your mind doesn't really know whether it's real or not, or what's imaginary or not. And then um, that's why I think the media really has people programmed these days, is because they instill fears in everything that they do. You know, the especially the news. It's like you can't find anything really positive out there. It's all about negativity, because yes, we are drawn to that. You know, I guess program and conditioned to negativity. So whatever we see out there, we truly feel like, oh, that's, you know, that's possible. Then I'm gonna, um, like, I don't want to go out there in the war anymore because I'm scared. However, like, you know, the power of your choice is so key to everything, because if you think about it, every day you wake up, you have a choice, right? You have a choice. You can choose to be happy. You can choose to be sad. You can choose to look at like, wow, I'm so grateful to for my breath. I am able to breathe. I'm alive, and I have a roof over my head. I have a full fridge in I have food on my plate. You know, I have family to go to. I have people that I truly loves me and things like that. To have a grateful heart, it really uh, empower you to be better. You know, to remind you that you know you are not you're worthy, and that you don't necessarily need everything that the society tells you. You don't need a mansion. You don't need this fancy car. You don't need this fantastic job, income, so and so to say that you make it in the world. You know, we all heard like people who are so successful end up dying or being so depressed. Why? Because you know, truly, money doesn't really buy happiness. Money is important, obviously. Money can buy you things and essential, you know, things like that to make a livable lifestyle. However, money is really energetic, because if you keep chasing money and wanting money, you're pretty much putting yourself in the universe that you don't have any. So therefore, you're gonna attract more less what you can't make. So you gotta truly be in tune with yourself every single day, and that again, that power comes with the choices that you make every single moment of your life. You know, so when you wake up, instead of choosing to be negative. You can choose to be grateful for what you have. Hey, I am enough. I have enough. I do enough. I think these are the three most such powerful sentences you can say to yourself and say to anyone, because a lot of time people go around in this world not feeling enough about themselves. That's why they always like need more constantly. That uh, constant gratification that isn't enough for them, so they always seek more. More friends, more material things, more money. I need to make more. um some people don't even want to be alone by themselves, so they gotta like jump into one relationship over another, and they just create this cycle, a constant cycle that hey, I'm not good enough to be alone and to be myself. So I gotta just fulfill this void that I'm always constantly around people, so I don't have to face myself. And so um I think when it comes to, I guess, being attracted to somebody, looks is one thing, but being attracted to someone's way of thinking, it's truly, it's a really, we all, as human being, what I'm trying to say is we all drive for connection. So everyone has their own opinion, obviously, that we are entitled to think for ourselves and whatever. Everyone has their own belief. But when it comes to connection, it comes down to how we think. And I think that alone is like a big part of, you know, um, creating a long-term friendship or relationship with somebody. And also the attraction comes with healthy habits. What does what does this person has to offer for you? Do they eat a lot of junk food and they don't care about their own self-care? And that's important. And most of the time, we pretty much idolize what we want um, in a significant other and not look at ourselves, because you can attract somebody who is like, oh my God, this person gonna be this person, this way, this behavior, this way of thinking, um, everything positive about, you know, this person that you want to attract. But most of the time, people don't reflect on their own self behavior, their own inner self. Like, hey, what about me? Like, you can't be negative and hoping to attract someone who's positive, in other words. So you gotta really use whatever you want to attract towards yourself. It's all about the inner reflection, inner um, ability to really change for ourselves. If you really want to love another person, you're gonna start loving yourself first. Because if you don't know how to love yourself, how are you able to love love another person, let alone like anyone else, right? Um, so, and then moving on, like being attracted to somebody else who is loyal and honest. I think that's so important. Loyalty comes from really yourself, your own self-care, and being honest with yourself, and take responsible for your own action, and fix what it is that you need to change, so to become better. Because again, we are not striving to be perfect. Anyone who thinks perfect is a way to go. I think it's very delusional. So you gotta really, take yourself accountability, take take accountability for your actions. I mean, and another thing is, does that person do you have their inner peace and the self-esteem that um, you require another person to have? And I'm talking about inner peace, meaning like, can you go to sleep at night and feeling peaceful about your day? Like that is a peaceful sleep. Because some people have it all, but then when they go to, can they really sleep um, with themselves, with the decision that they make during, that day or whatever, the impact they have in other people's lives. I think most people really live in shame and not able to face it. So having that inner peace is really critical for your own, self empowerment and your own true identity to, really strive. And again, with the also your generosity and kindness, how you treat other people reflects on your own character. What other people think of you is really just a your own repetition. It doesn't matter what people think of you, because if a person meet you 5 years ago and you had this, I guess, impact on who you are towards them, and they're gonna probably remember you as that. But as we always constantly change every year. So who that person think of you 5 years ago might not be you today. So honestly, it doesn't really matter what people think of you. It's really what you think of yourself. And it comes down to your own kindness. And being kind, everyone tells that, oh, be kind, be kind, be kind. Yes, first of all, be kind. But remember to, first and foremost, be kind to yourself. And especially comes with your, be kind to your own thoughts. Be kind to your own inner inner talking, because if you're constantly going around and you're hearing yourself, hey, I'm such an idiot, I forgot to do that, oh god, I can die, oh my god, I'm so fat. That's your inner thoughts, and that's not good. It's pretty much you're going around and self sabotaging yourself and saying that how badly you are, and you're going to keep attracting the bad things. So be aware of that inner talk, because the greatest relationship you have is yourself for the rest of your life. No one else is going to be there except you, right? So as you grow with yourself, you got to be aware of your inner thoughts, and how you talk to yourself is so important. And so be kind to yourself first and foremost. And yes, be kind to others, but at the same time, don't take shitty people as mistaking as kindness. If people keep pushing your button, then that's your way of like, okay, I gotta go. Like you can't let people step over you. Otherwise, you just become a doormat and you have no boundaries. And most people take and take and take until you just let them. But if you walk away and say, hey, I'm not, giving in anymore, then that's your own power. Like you don't have to really, take it. Um, and another thing I want to say is, your ability to give and to receive love is such an important thing, because again, as human nature, we always want to give and give and give our time, give our dedication, give our years to somebody in a long-term relationship, for instance, and give, give of we're kept pouring into this glass until it's so full where it's overflow and stuff, and then we don't realize that we're draining ourselves at the same time. So really be aware, of what you give to, and when to stop to give, because some people just love to take. A lot of takers out there. So have boundaries of how much you can give, but don't forget to also give that to yourself. Give the time to yourself. Give that attention and just that self-care to yourself. I think that's so important, because as society, especially also women too, we are, I guess, conditioned to be, oh, you got to take care of everyone in the house, your children, your parents, your siblings, and your classmates and your friends, blah, blah, blah. And then whatever. And then we never talked about, self care and self love. And that that's always been like, oh, that is so selfish of you to have make time for yourself. You need to be always with your children and take care of them. When you go party, God, you're so selfish. You always think about yourself, and that's the condition that we are taught as women, especially. I think also it's just like, uh, just give yourself so much, stretch yourself thin for everyone else but yourself. And in the end, we get really bombarded with just like draining energy, and that's why it's easy to be depressed and not able to really function. So also receive love. you know it's a really, in this world, is about yin and yang and give and take, right? um, if you know how to give, make sure you know how to receive as well, um, and vice versa. So if that person is not, you know, if you just give and give and that person doesn't give back, you're pretty much a one-way street, one-way relationship. Ain't gonna work. I don't care. I don't care what it is. No relationship work with just one person uh, making the effort. Period. So it comes down to communication. It comes down to expressing yourself, expressing your thinking, and expressing to each other what your needs are. Because no one is the mind reader in a relationship, right? Or even friendship, for that matter. You gotta really express yourself. Hey, I like the way you did this for me. I appreciate it. And for example, hey, we I really like when you are paying attention to my needs, or I think we're in lack of blank. Like, can we work something out? Hear me out about it. And it just really come with your inner ability to talk with one another without judging each other, and without putting that person down, for instance. Because a lot of times it's like, oh, you need to hear me more, or you need to pay attention to me more, because I don't I don't feel good because of you. Because when you say something like that, obviously the person hear that will definitely have this gate up, in the wall up, in the fence up, I mean, um automatically, because they're gonna feel like, whoa, I'm being attacked. What did I do wrong? And they're gonna pretty much shut down. So just your ability to really communicate, and how you the choices, again, the choice of words and your body language is such critical, and how you talk to another person, and how you really come across that. So just be really aware. um and I also want to talk about, so this whole I am powerful movement is about change. People don't like change, and what I came across is like change is so uncomfortable for most people. uh Change, I'm talking about, where people live, and who they're with. There's People are so comfortable in their comfort zone, and they don't want change, because the thought of change is just too much effort for certain people, because they automatically think about, like, oh my god, I have to adjust myself with this new person, or this new environment, this new neighborhood. So a lot of time, um change is really, it's really difficult for most people to even think about. And I think change, you gotta remind yourself, change is constant in how we really evolve ourselves. Um, so when life changes, you lose love. Obviously, you lose relationship, you lose friends, you lose pieces of yourself that you never imagined would be gone. And then, without you even realizing it, these pieces come back. New love enters, better friends come along, and a stronger, wiser you is staring back in the mirror. And it's so true because um, sometime energetically, when you grow, you notice your tribe start falling apart. Friends start to disappear, to fall off left and right. I think that's a very normal process of change because energetically, wherever you're at right now in this moment is who you are. Um, Meaning the friend that you have 10 years ago might not feel the way you feel now or the way you are thinking right now because we again as human being we are always constantly evolving, always growing, whether growing in a better form of version of yourself, or some people just really just stay there and they never grow emotionally or um, especially emotionally, mentally, you know. That's why you have a lot of these entrapment with narcissists. And that's another topic we can talk about later. So, um, again, change is good for the soul. You know, obviously, we are not a tree. We can always choose to change um, whatever we don't like about ourselves. We can change it. And it comes down to changing your habits. Yeah, first is your thinking, your awareness of like, oh my God, how I got myself in this mess. Like, I need to do this in order to, be happier. Like, we all have that vision for ourselves, right? So, comes down to your habits. Like every day, what are the habits that you are so used to? Um, so start with little bit of that, like your habits of um, hey, I don't like the way I'm doing this every day. I need to change it up. And just use each day as a new day to start something new. And as you move along, eventually your habits become part of your routine. And as you heard, your routine becomes your personality. And soon your personality becomes your really your destiny. So that's how powerful we are. It's like it all comes from with our mind and our awareness. And I I wish school would really teach more, kids about their own emotional and mental health versus like all this math equation that we don't really use in this society. Um, I think we really need to teach our kids about emotions um, and self-awareness about our own, you know, if someone hurt you, where's your safe place? Is it your parents? You know, and not really have to seek other approval, people's approval for your own self-worth, that kind of thing. Because I think growing up, a lot of time kids have this ideal that, oh, I need to be a certain way to be accepted in this group, in this clique and things like that. And I think now, as we know, like it's really about your own self identity that really makes you unique in this world. Um, so this whole system is really designed to disconnect us from our own intuition, like I said. Why? Because disconnect people is really easy to manipulate and easily to gaslight. Because if you truly don't know yourself, someone else will tell you how to feel, how to think, how to act. And if you ground yourself in your own true belief, no one can do that. No one can really like bypass that. You're gonna go, okay, well, thank you for your opinion, thank you for your advice, but I know myself. I'm good. Thank you. Just walk away. And that's power in itself, is by letting other people know that uh hey, you have your opinion and that's great, but it doesn't really matter because I'm entitled to my own opinion and I value that more than yours. and simply walk away. So as you know, the older you get, the more you realize it's not about who you know the longest. It's all about who brings out your inner child, speak your love language, and makes you love yourself more and loves you on the days that you don't feel lovable. That is so true. Um, when you grow older, it's so I've been hearing lately nowadays is a lot of people feel lonely. People are, again, are changing. We're always evolving, so we almost feel very isolated as we're growing older and realizing who our true friends are and who are fakes. Because true friends really are there for you emotionally through the ups and downs in your life journey. They're there to celebrate your highs, and they're also there to um, have uh, um, put an arm over your shoulder and say, "Hey, I'm here for you, no matter what. I understand you're going through a rough time, but I'm here for you. You can talk to me no matter what, without any judgment." To me, that's a really true friend, and it's really rare because if you have one close, good, true, real down, down to earth friend, you that's a blessing because some people don't even have any friends or any companion, any family member who they confide in at all in this world. And that alone to me, it's so isolated. It's really lonely. And you got to feel for these people out there who doesn't have anyone. So truly it comes down to have a compassion without any judgment on people who are, for instance, living on the street, who have really true mental illness. They all came from somewhere. They all came from, um, a family who's an uncle, a dad, a mom, a daughter, a niece of someone, right? And I always, when I come across, um, people who are unfortunate, I really feel for them. I always immediately I would think about like, wow, what's your story? Where'd you came from? How'd you get here? And things like that. I wish I could just like stop and go, hey, I want to interview you, you know. But again, um, comes down with no judgment for other people. You just really gotta be grateful for who you are. Um, and so I am powerful of movement. It's truly a movement to remind all of us that we have this power within us to change ourselves if we choose to, because change is your ability to choose. If you choose to stay, that is your choice and the consequences that you will have to face later. So the being empowered is also give us that, that spark that, hey, um, I see you, I feel you, and you matter to me. Um, and another thing I really want to speak on is your inner child has a lot to do with our ability to change, our ability to empower ourselves. Um, a lot of time, whether as whatever childhood background you grew up in, whether it's negative or positive, it has a lot of impact on our um, way of thinking and way of the way we view about other people in the world, right? Because children, again, can only do better if they have an example to choose from, um, to emulate. Because children, monkey see, monkey do, right? And so if they don't have that example to be better, to become um, a better, better person, whoever their caretaker is or parent, then how they able to know like what's right or wrong? The kids just really absorb whatever that it's in front of them. So it's so critical for people who have influence on children to have a positive impact on them. And again, anyway, going back to the inner child is a lot of time we are so trapped in our inner child wounds that we literally some people just stop growing emotionally, and they stay there because they are ashamed of so and so, or the abandonment from their parents or family that hurts them so much that they don't want to um, experience this again. But not knowingly, they start attracting people who are keep abandoning them throughout their lives, throughout their relationship, because they don't have the ability to say, "Hey, I have the ability, I have the power to heal myself by saying, hey, I'm here for me. I'm safe. I'm loved. I'm worthy. I'm powerful." Things like that. Your own self-talk is truly the key to getting you out of your own um, abandonment or your own really negativity experiences. Um, yeah, so, oh my goodness, I will be bringing on a guest that will talk about body languages and about the power of your own. Um, she can read faces. I have another guest who will talk about your energetic beings, how that will impact your daily lives, how you can raise your vibration, um, and start with your affirmation. Start with your ability to meditate. Really, right now, the whole inner work, self empowerment, self empowerment movement is so huge right now because with everything that's going on in the world, um, negatively, it really make us to have our own self reflection about you know things that really impact us, and people want change desperately. So they're seeking to a lot of these podcasts like here and others to really have good influence, good source to look for. I think building a community that people want change, people want to empower themselves is wow, it's amazing because um, community alone is really what people need, the connection, like-minded people, right? As you heard, if you're like-minded, in the community where people accept you for you, you just feel like home, you feel like family. It doesn't matter how long you know them, but if when it comes to like a community really truly embrace who you are, your inner your inner true self, I think it warms your heart. And again, like it comes down with your own intuition about what you want for yourself, what you want for your life. And all you really have to do is just close your eyes and just imagine the best version of yourself that you want to be, and feel it, and just absorb all that. uh, uh, just visualize, like, if so and so, how would that make me feel? And just focus on the feeling, focus on the end result. It is done. You gotta tell yourself it is done at the end of whatever you're trying to achieve, because your mind again doesn't know, it's real or not. So again, all right. Well, I think we pretty much cover a lot of things I want to talk about here going forward. Um, I am so excited to bring on many really interesting and amazing guests here on the live stream. And I can't wait to share and connect with you all on this I Am Powerful movement. And remember, you are powerful. You are enough. You are worthy. Anything you choose to uh, is achievable. And don't let anyone um, take that away. Only you have your own power to set whatever your mind is ready for. So I'm so happy you're here. Thank you for being with me on this live session, introduction here. And I look forward to many more live stream ahead. Thank you for your time. Love, peace, and light. Mwah.